In the last 3 years, 19 nursing homes here in Washington state, 10% of the total, have closed due to low state Medicaid reimbursement rate. Here are the stories of the enormous human cost.
I knew that it's very special to have places like Kiro that serve this minority population where the food's different, the language is different, the activities are different.
This whole idea was started out of post-World War II xenophobia and racism. We grew to serve the broader Asian Pacific Islander community. There were 21 different languages. There's nobody else like us. So the decision to close the facility was made in April of 2019.
These are vulnerable residents. Any little change for them is going to be, extra traumatic. So some residents have a hard time even adjusting to changing different rooms.
Watching 130 people leave this facility, understanding the impacts to these families, it's heartbreaking. And I just don't understand. I don't understand how we, as a society, do not prioritize our elderly and caring for them and making sure that their last years are their best years. It just felt like such a failure to our elders, a failure to society.
The most difficult residents that were hard to find homes for, of course, were our Medicaid patients, the lower income people.
So after Cato closed, it was up to 19 calls that I made to different adult family homes. And when they found out she was on Medicaid, went from we have an opening to the call shifting, and at the end they said that they wouldn't be able to accept her. It just felt very used car sale like. Yeah. Literally, my mom was the car. When you're dealing with your mom, it's a person.
Vashon Island Community Care Nursing Home closed, forcing residents to move off the island, away from family.
I have wounds on my legs, mostly on my left leg, and my wound care nurse in Seattle said, I suggest that you move to skilled nursing on Vashon Island. And my wounds got better.
We learned that we would have to leave Vashon.
Seniors in nursing homes, to be dislodged at that age, 75 upwards, is incredibly disruptive for them and certainly for their families.
It's hard to overstate it. It was something of a premature death.
Park Royal Nursing Home in Longview closed this summer.
Tom was at Park Royal for about 2 years. The care at Park Royal was professional, was intentional.
Park Royal is amazing. Their staff was amazing. The facility was clean. They treated all of their clientele like they were family.
When we notified the staff that we would be closing the facility, I saw lots of tears in their eyes, and those tears weren't for themselves. What they voiced to me that day was concerns about who was going to take care of their residents. Many of our residents ended up transferring outside of the county, many away from their family members that lived right there in Cowlitz County.
End of August, Park Royal was closed as a result of lack of funding. My husband had to be moved to another facility. What I saw in him in that short move was a decline, an immediate decline. 2 weeks later, my husband passed away.
My mother-in-law moved in July of 2019, and she passed away in August. I think that kind of move is dramatic because everything familiar changed around her, and that was just too difficult.
Washington State's Medicaid support for nursing homes is one of the nation's lowest. Even Idaho pays $50 more per day per resident than Washington.
Unless the state addresses Medicaid and what it's paying these facilities, then the responsibility lies on the state.
It's heartbreaking to see that at a moment where we should be giving the most reverence and respect, we're pulling our elderly up, we're displacing them. That is just irresponsible.
I feel like it's so important that the laws need to change.